y'all have time?
Yeah, we have a lot of time.
A lot of time?
Yeah, we have, yeah, ask questions and stuff?
Yeah, questions, yeah. So.
How you doing? My name's Sheldon. I'm with AT&T, and when I look at the things that you built, those components, like the components, the base components like the text recognition and data extraction, while you're focused on the trucking industry, are you able to then take that and make it available that you need to use that code or that methodology to apply to other aspects?
Yeah, good question. And so we've had discussions about that, and just to simply answer your question, yes. But what we've learned is that by focusing on one industry, because it's about building the technology, right? And what you can do is go through a rabbit hole chasing a bunch of different industries, but the goal is to build out the technology. Once we build out the technology, the network, we can do what's called transfer learning, right? So transfer learning is where you train the computer, you train the network to do a specific task, but there's certain details that are common between one application and another. So it's almost like a tree, or you graft it, you cut off one part, and then you add another part. So we plan on doing that, but like I said, that's the easy part. It's the data. So even if we go to another industry, we've got to collect a lot of data.
Are you integrating with QuickBooks or any of the other software, accounting softwares, or are you building that bookkeeping and accounting thing on your own?
My partner sometimes tells me I'm an eagle beaver, I talk too much. We can. We can. We can integrate with QuickBooks.
The reason I ask that is
we
can assume these truck owner-operators probably are working already off of that. So some legacy softwares or whatever, right? So
yeah, we do. Just to answer your question, yeah, we do. But we try to hide that, because it doesn't matter. You really don't care. Because at the end, what we're doing is that we provide you with an electronic file, right, that has all of your information, and you can hand that to your accountant, right? And that accountant, similar to what you do with QuickBooks, right, is available. So yeah, if a person actually has a desire to use QuickBooks, we are compliant. We work with QuickBooks, but we try to make it in a way that that is his.
So you're essentially offering a alternative bookkeeping accounting software to the others. Products that are out there in the market. So it would not only take care of their trucking, maintenance logs and costs and all that associated, but also all the other stuff that they need as a small business owner.
Exactly. Yeah. Invoicing. We're doing some pretty cool stuff with invoices. So yeah, we integrate. We do integrate with QuickBooks easily. So, but there are other ones out there, FreshBooks, right? So we just don't try to narrow ourselves. We know that's one of the more popular ones, and so, but we like to make it agnostic in terms of what the user experience is.
How are you reaching your audience, which are the truck drivers? I mean, we know that word of mouth is definitely there, but are you using the other social media? Because I think you mentioned that you referenced Facebook. So are you using social media to gather your target audience and using campaign strategies to bring them in? Like, how are you doing that extra line of data?
So one thing is that we get the data because right now we have 20 pilot users. So right now we're in the beta stage, so we don't plan on launching until the end of April. But to answer your question is that there are channels that exist that are out there on social media, but it's a very, how can you say, private network. So like say for example Facebook, I don't do a broad blast on Facebook. I'm part of a independent owner-operators group, and they only allow certain people in there. And what I try not to do is go and say, hey, use this, use this, use this. No, I try to figure out what the problem is. And then, one-on-one. When I see someone says, hey, I have this issue, like right now, taxes is the big one, right? And so one of my, the data scientist, Ashley here, is she's going to be kind of monitoring some of those activities and reaching out one-on-one. We're trying to be careful on, because every customer at this moment, you have to be careful when you build an AI. You don't want every customer, believe it or not, right? Because you know, especially when you're growing. But because we're still in the beta phase, and once we go broad, we're gonna reach out to specific channels on social media. We'll go to truck stops, right? But it's a one-on-one kind of relationship and build it out. I mean, we're not trying to get to 10,000 subscribers immediately.
So kind of two-part question. It looks like you have the human in the loop to teach the AI, right, with discrepancies.
Yeah.
So what percentage do you see the discrepancies coming in at the artifacts every time they take a picture, and how is the training going along that curve?
Yeah.
And then also, how do you, like, where are you putting your team? Are they mostly in that discrepancy, or mostly building out the tech? Like, what are your level of development working on?
Yeah, so some of them are on app. Some people are doing data scientists. They're actually doing some of the training. So what happens is a document comes in, they annotate it, train it, and then that goes into kind of like this data set. And so what we see happening is that we'll always have a human in the loop, because the computer, so there's two problems, right? There's the image quality, right? And so we're still working on that part of it. So you've got to get the image quality so it's enhanced. So that what I mean by that is, if I take a picture and it's like this, is that enough for the computer to recognize it? If it can't, because what you have to do is you have to do transformation to make it look flat, right? And then you have to do image enhancements to maybe to enhance the black and white text. And if it can't, we reject it, right? We reject it, and it goes back to the driver and says, hey, you know, I mean, I was going to do a demo of that, and the department said don't. You know, but if you're interested in seeing it, I can show you afterwards how it works. But then we do transformations to get, and then once we get to a state where we can read the characters, then yeah, we have a human in the loop. If the statistics gets to, we got to figure that out, and there's some of the things we're still kind of figuring out. What is the level of confidence, right? If it's like 85%, is that enough to just let it go on its own, or is it 95% accurate, right? Because the computer is going to say, I'm 100% accurate, this is a 9 versus a 7, right? It's never going to be 100%, so it's like, what is that to give us that confidence? But we'll always do audits, so there'll be audits in the trail where we go back and see what's been implemented. So yeah, we have to use real humans to do that. Yeah, so my CTO has more insights on how we're going to do some of those things. He's got a stronger background in just AI, you know, training, because that's what we were talking about before.
Do you have interfaces to other systems like fleet tracking system that tell you if truck fails somewhere, you know the location based on GPS, or
Yeah.
when the truck is moving, you know the hours when the guy's working there? Or
Yeah. We did some prototyping. So a good friend of mine had something called DUKE.AI. You can look it up. And we had those installed in my trucks. And the way it worked is that, yes, we would have a mobile app, and we would feed that data into DUKE, and we would know the location, and we'd know where the truck was, if it broke down, and its location, and we used it several times. And then the purpose of that was to not have to use the ODB2 port and so forth, and so it basically was its own power. We had some problems with that. So we're looking for technology that will, you know, some companies don't give us that information. They just give you the GPS coordinates, but we need more than GPS coordinates. We need, I mean, they give us just the interface. We need all of that data so that we can better, you know, the number of miles. So far, what we're going to do is on the app, we just basically allow the driver, when he's on his shift, he just turns it on, right? He turns on DUKE, and then now we can track, right, the miles that he's traveling when he's done. He just turns it on, right? So, but that's not ideal. We would want to have a separate hardware that integrates well in the truck.
What is your greatest challenge facing your company right now, as far as from either a technological standpoint or data, or what would you say that is?
Keeping the trucks, what would you say that is?
Keeping the trucks moving, or keeping the drivers happy?
Keeping the trucks moving, keeping the drivers happy. Like I said, what makes drivers unhappy? Money. I don't care what anybody says.